The Sims 4 recently put out the first trailer for the Life and Death expansion pack, and I have not stopped thinking about it. I wish I did a trailer reaction video for this, which I never normally do, but this is arguably one of the best trailers I've ever seen for a Sims 4 pack, and I just need to talk about it. So today, I thought let's build townhouses representing life and death in The Sims 4. And how are we gonna take on such a task? Well, let me show you. At this point, we have a ton of different ways to die in The Sims 4. From electrocution, to death by cowplant, to death by killer chicken. So on one side, we'll be building a townhouse containing items that could kill your sim. And at this point, we also have a ton of different ways for your sims to create life. So that side will be full of as many woohoo items that we can possibly fit in there. By the way, if you plan on pre-ordering, you can support my channel by using my creator code sydneymacoretta at checkout, and I'll earn a 5% commission off your purchase. So let's start off by creating the death side. And I already know that I want to go 3 floors up, so I'm just gonna bring these all the way up to the top, and then from here all we have to do is build boxes coming out of it. So we could add something back here. Maybe I'll bring that part up as well. And I do want these to look a little bit strange because like the concept is already a little weird, so I'm gonna add some diagonal pieces coming out like that, and then we'll just bring this front part up even more. But then normally when I build townhouses, I'll put them directly beside it, and the entrances will be coming from the same way. But for this one, I actually want the entrance to be on the other side. You get it? So this over here will be the life townhouse, and the death one is over here on the other side. I picked this lot also because there are 2 entrances in the first place. Like we have the cars parked over here, and then technically this is the front of the lot, and we're gonna have the moon in the background. You get the vision. And I think I'm aiming for a similar shape on this other side here too. I'll add a bump out right here so it's not so empty. Actually, for this side, we're gonna skip a floor. So our bump out will actually be up here so that down below we could actually add a balcony and have columns there. It'll work out. Okay, so here's how the shell is looking right now. I condensed it a little bit, and I also am going for the tallest wall height today because I think I'm gonna aim for really high sloped gabled roof pieces. These definitely look a little strange when you put them onto a lower wall height. So if you have some taller wall heights mixed in there, the super high sloped roof doesn't look so out of place. So I'm gonna take that roof piece and we're gonna copy it and put it on the other side, but I'm gonna bring this in about halfway, and then I'm gonna copy that and bring it over. And I'm actually doing that so when we add the roof paint, half of it will be darker for the death side, and then half of it is going to be lighter. The rest of this is just gonna be some sort of variation of the same roof. I'm even gonna raise up the diagonal pieces. I guess we could add a half gabled roof at the front, just bringing in those adjusters, and I'm gonna lower it down a little bit. And then for the roofing, we're gonna use this scallop trim here from For Rent. I cannot wait to see what kind of build and buy items we get with the Life and Death expansion pack. Judging by the trailer, a lot of it looked occult themed, but I think we also will end up with a lot of traditional looking items because this pack is going to introduce funerals to The Sims 4. But then a big focus of the pack also looks like it's going to be around the Grim Reaper. And then there was also this world, which is that the afterlife of The Sims? And it also seems like you can enter some sort of internship with the Grim Reaper. Like, I don't know, but I cannot wait. It comes out on Halloween. And also, if you're watching this in the future and it's out already, please tell me this pack didn't flop. I don't know why my expectations are high for this one. Oh, and they sent me these tarot cards as like a promotional thing for the Life and Death expansion pack. Wait, they're not showing up as colorful as they should on camera, but they're shiny and they're so pretty. I would literally take an entire tarot deck of these. Look at the back of them. Like, are you kidding me? They're so pretty. I kind of want to like frame them. In the trailer, we also saw tarot reading, so I'm pretty sure that's coming in that pack as well. Look, all I'm saying, I don't know how to read tarot cards, but if they released an entire box full, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Do you think that would bring good or bad energy? So the wallpaper I used on both sides is from Lovestruck, and these windows I'm using here are base game. I also wish I did that trailer reaction because that trailer literally made me tear up. Like, I'm watching this trailer and I really did not expect to be crying on a Thursday watching a Sims trailer, but it's just where I'm at right now, I guess. And hey, I was not the only one, okay? I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying the same thing, so let me know if you also fell victim to this trailer. All right, so adding all these windows, I'm gonna end up doing the same thing on the other side, but in white. And these columns I'm using here are from Get Famous. All right, windows are on. I'm also going through with an added roof detail, which because our roof is so steep, I have to raise them up every time. They don't just like clip on there. And obviously we're gonna be switching up the color halfway through. I'm thinking for the interiors on one side, I want it to be super bright and colorful colorful, like for the life side obviously, and for the death side I want it to be darker, but I also don't want it to be sad. Like I'm thinking in a way I want it to be kind of playful over there. I think we maybe have to move this over. I'm gonna bring it to about here, just so the entrance to this one isn't so far away. I'm gonna start to landscape the front, but in the backyard, we're gonna start to bring in some of our special items for the day. Obviously this side too, I want to be full of life, so many plants around. The other side will be a little more sparse. And I also wanted to bring out a back deck for both of them. So this fence is one of my favorites here from Get Together. While I'm doing the landscaping, one item I know I want to have is a treehouse. For one, because it is a woohoo spot, but two, because I'm planning on making a kids room in here. I think they're gonna have a lot of kids, and I'm also just trying to barrier off this section so we're not going into the other yard. We're also gonna be landscaping with woohoo bushes. These are not as colorful as I would like right now because my game is in fall, but we are still going to include them. What else? Ooh, we could put a hot tub. Let's use the anniversary one. I'm going with green, by the way, just for like the plant sort of thing. And we could actually stick a table here with some chairs sticking to it. And on there we could add a drink tray. We could add some of the plastic plate, towels even for the hot tub. And I'm also just gonna add some extra seating out here. We could actually even fit a dollhouse in this corner so kids could have something to do. We've got our hot tub here. This is actually a really cute deck. Ooh, a tent maybe? I've actually done 2 videos in the past. One where I used every woohoo item in the game at the time in one build. And I also did one with every death item in the build. So I'll link both of those down below. We're not gonna be taking it that far today, although there have been a lot of new items added since I made that one. We have 2 more items I want to add for the exterior. I'm adding the hot spring from Snowy Escape and a leaf pile from Seasons. And now for the death backyard. They can have a barbecue, death by fire, put a nice little rug right underneath it. I did want to keep it fun though, so I'm gonna give them a little picnic table, a little picnic basket. Maybe I'll just put some skulls around and some candles. We're also gonna add a telescope for one of my favorites, Death by Meteor. And I don't want to go overboard with plants, like I don't want everything to be in bloom over here, but we could add in what I like to call funeral plants in The Sims 4, which is unfortunately going to be a lot of the base game flowers. I think it really comes down to the fact that some of them look like they're in urns as vases. I've kind of always thought this, I don't know, maybe again just me, but also I think it could turn out really pretty like that. Coming into the yard, I want to add a koi fish pond. Looks beautiful, very dangerous. We could add a weather machine, so they could come out here and use it and make it thunderstorm. These would be like the worst neighbors ever if they're constantly making it thunderstorm all the time, but that would cause death by lightning. We can't forget about death by cow plant, so I've come on the gallery to get one of those. Maybe we'll add another few planters around this. Like they could be waiting to make more. I'm also adding in some of the dead trees from vampires. For final touches, I'm adding some gravestones around, and I'm just gonna add a dumpster in the back here. And since you can woohoo and die from the dumpster, it's ironic how some of these items play a role in both. Alright, so here we have the death side. It looks so cool with the moon in the background there. And then coming over to this side, we of course have our little graveyard. And in the backyard, we have multiple ways for your Sims to die back here. Although all things considered, it did end up looking pretty. And it is very shaded by the tree over here, which is also kind of ironic. To the other side, we have the life townhouse, or the woohoo townhouse. Don't really know what I'm gonna title this video yet. I like that somehow these still match each other, which makes sense, they should go hand in hand, but again, multiple ways for your Sims to woohoo here. It's even just way brighter on this side. We've got the tent, the pile of leaves, the treehouse, tons of activities to do in general on this lot. Some safe, some not so much. Coming inside, starting on the life side, we're gonna have a kitchen and dining below. Not really sure what's gonna be in this small room here. Coming upstairs, we'll have a kids room and a bathroom. We'll have a ladder leading up to the top floor, which will be the parent bedroom with a bathroom. I'm thinking about trying yellow for this room. I'm not sure how many woohoo items we're gonna be able to get into this room because we need to fit a dining table. We need all of our kitchen appliances, which I'm using from Cottage Living and the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. What if we added some backsplash behind our counters? These are from Lovestruck, which I actually just realized this whole build is kind of like the theme of the most recent expansion packs. Like Lovestruck for the one side and Life and Death on the other. Kind of makes sense. I'm pushing our dining table over to this side because we'll also need some high chairs. For artwork, we could use this here from Lovestruck with all the food. Along the same lines, we could fill this table up with a whole bunch of fresh food. Food gives life. I think we can tie some orange in here since we brought in those pumpkins. So I've added an orange rug here under the table. And I'm also stacking some shelves up here so I can add even more clutter, particularly more plant clutter, plant and food clutter. This is the problem with having such tall wall heights, is you kind of have to find ways to fill the space. So to do that, you can use shelves, you can use art. I like to use things that hang from the ceiling. So this is what it's looking like on this side. I did also want to include a lot of family photos. So we can include a few of those here, just like leading up to the hallway, just a little gallery wall. We could even put a table here too. I really wish you could put coffee makers or like any of these small appliances on end tables like that. Like I know there's the whole cheat where you can bring over your counter and then shrink it down, but it would be so much easier if they could just clip there. So maybe we can just add a fake tea set and some flowers. I'm thinking we might have to shrink our kids' room upstairs to make room for a living room because we're gonna have to squish it somewhere if we put it downstairs. So maybe if we rearrange it so the room is back there instead. That way we can have at least a small living room here. Then on this side we could put a shelf. This one's from Desert Luxe. We could add a VIP bucket on there. We'll add a bookshelf, some kid clutter like some of these toy bins. So here's what it's looking like over to this side with our cluttered corner, the dining table here with some kid clutter in the back. I still don't know what to do about this tiny space though. I was thinking if we move it over slightly, you could then add a closet, but I'm gonna have to move things over a little bit here. We'll just have to move all this stuff onto a smaller version of this table. And we'll just have to adjust some stuff on the outside here, but other than that, I think we'll be okay. And there we go. We have added a closet, another woohoo spot. Okay, going upstairs. Oh, this is actually gonna be a good amount of space. We're again going really colorful up here. Tons of plants. We can add a toy box right beside the TV. We can add these pictures here from Growing Together. And I think I want to use a lot of these empty frames from Growing Together. Because once your Sims move in here, you could add your own pictures in there. We could even add like the marriage certificate. And I did want to include a playmat, so maybe I can switch these over. I just don't want to block that entrance to that door there. But there, I think that should be good. So we have our living room. And then for our nursery, this is going to be a massive room. I was planning on including multiple kids in here, but maybe we still can actually. We can definitely fit a crib and maybe 2 bassinets. I just wanted to make sure we still have room for the change table, which we should be okay. I'm using some new items from the storybook kit. I'm still not over this kit. The items are so pretty. And I was thinking it could look really pretty if we brought in some starlights from Love Struck. So this is almost going to be like a fairy tale inspired nursery. We could add a lamp like this from Outdoor Retreat in the background. We could also use some of the base game wall decals. I'm adding some fluffy clouds on this side, and I just need somewhere to squeeze the tiniest little dresser. This one is from Tiny Living. And I guess I could shrink this toy basket and put it up top. Oh, and we can add the birth certificates from Growing Together and also the starry lights from base game. How cute. This nursery ended up so adorable. And I'm shocked we fit 3 kids in here. They're gonna end up having to do bunk beds once they grow up, but definitely still doable. And we had to include kids in a life townhouse. So there we go. We just have a bathroom to do left on this floor. And for another woohoo item, we're gonna need a shower. We can add our toilet to the side here, and then our sink can go here, and we can add the tiniest little potty beside it. We'll just scoot everything over as far as we can. We'll add a mirror on top, some lights above our mirror, and here we have our bathroom. We do still have one upstairs too, so we don't have to go too overboard with this, just as long as we had that potty in there. And then finally going upstairs, one thing before anything I want to add in here was this blanket. Although it might be a little big, I was going to add one outside. I just forgot about this item. But I guess we could just stick one of the blankets out here like that. That's another woohoo item from Love Struck. And then for the wallpaper upstairs, I kind of want to try and make these really bright colors work. We're definitely using the Love Struck bed. It's just a ladder coming up here, so hopefully the kids can't come up. And you could always just delete the ladder when the parents do come up here. But I want to use all the heart furniture. Like, I think this stuff is so pretty. A lot of the Love Struck rooms that I did build were very moody. None of them are really like bright and colorful like this. So I actually think this might be a nice change. I'm adding a dresser in this corner. This one is from Parenthood. Over here, I could add a mirror from Jungle Adventure with a stool by it. Wait, this is ending up looking so pretty. We could even put some rose petals in here. And since the walls are already super vibrant, I don't want to add too much on them. We'll try not to add too much going on in here, but here is our bedroom. I was a little scared about that wallpaper, but I think it ended up working. It ties together all of the color that we used in the rest of the house. But finally, we have to do this bathroom. It's nice because this is an ensuite bathroom, so it could just be for them. Hopefully it would alleviate some of the traffic in the downstairs one, but we can have our shower and toilet on this side. We could add a sink right in the middle here, and then we could fit a bathtub still right beside. The bathtub is not one of the woohoo items, but the shower is still there. I'm gonna add a rug here from Cats and Dogs, and we'll just add a bath mat by the shower. I'll also try and bring a bunch of candles in here because why not? And actually, I'm gonna change the bathtub to one with a brim, and that way we can actually put proper candles on it. Okay, so we have our upstairs bathroom, fully complete shower, bathtub, toilet, everything they need in there. And this side is really fun. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the color, but now it's time to come over to the death side. Okay, so for this side, it's a little bigger, so we're gonna do kitchen and dining down here. Upstairs, we'll do a living room, maybe a study, and a bathroom. And then on the top floor, we'll have our bedroom. I again somehow don't want to go too scary with this, but like I am gonna add 2 ovens, extra flammable. Our fridge I think can go on this wall here, and we'll just put our sink on the end there. Maybe behind we could do something interesting, like I'm using this wall divider from Dine Out. I'm gonna bring everything forward so I can put it back there. It's literally just wood back there inviting the fire to happen. Plus I think it makes for an interesting backsplash. And then in the trailer, we saw a bunch of Grim Reapers running around in their little cloaks, like it's some sort of association. I don't know yet. I don't know what that gameplay entails, but this could potentially be their lair. The way I am basing all of this off of a single trailer is crazy. We're really hyperfixating with this one. Like I said, we need the funeral flowers, and Lovestruck actually comes with this dark purple swatch on a lot of things. I think that could look really pretty mixed in with this green and the dark color palette. Oh, we could also add these antique books here with the new swatches, combined with some of these letters, and also the notebook, like they're taking names. I'm liking how that table looks so far. For curtains, I'm using Vintage Glamour. Oh, we should sprinkle in some of the death flowers. They actually match my color scheme, so I'm just gonna add some in our centerpiece here. Sims can actually make these into flower arrangements and give them to other Sims, and it'll make them age up, but if they're an elder, then it can make them die. But look how pretty they look on my table. Over in this corner, we can make a seating area, using a lot of Lovestruck again here purely for this swatch. This is a perfect spot for a picture of Vlad. Oh, and we can also add in some of these. These are actually from the Riviera Retreat Kit. I want to include this somewhere. Sims can actually die from rabid rodent fever, so maybe we can just stick that in the corner there upstairs. We could add a bookshelf in this corner with one of the small bars in front of it. Feel like a dark academia vibe back there. And I also really want to include the skeleton bonefish, but he might be a little too big for this bar. We can just put him down there for now. I'm actually gonna download a picture of the Grim Reaper, downloading from this user here, and we can add him right at the front here, surrounded by some Vlad frames. What a beautiful tribute. Final things I'm adding down here are this cowplant skull, and Journey to Batu also has a weird skull decor piece. Alright, so here is the bottom floor. My favorite part has to be this table. You can even see some of the gravestones outside the window. We've got our dual oven kitchen in the background, a seating area over here by the door, and of course our grim tribute as soon as you walk in. This is also how the bar area turned out. I actually stacked these stairs on top of each other so that we save more room, and I added this wall here so that we could add something on there still. Like this way we could mount a big fireplace here. We can even put a TV on top of it. I am guilty of doing this all the time, but I'm putting a rug right under the fireplace. We can add a couch from Lovestruck here with the matching chairs, and I really did want to include an office space somewhere. So maybe I can put a divider behind my couch, and in the back I could use one of these smaller desks. This one is from Werewolves. On this one we could add a computer on it, but I also want to have more than one because I did say it could be a group that does their work here. Maybe it's just one person who owns this house, but they could potentially all work together often. So I fit 3 separate desks over here. Oh, we can use the plant from the artist kit. I need more funeral flowers. But this would be an extremely random but kind of funny item to add in here. The vending machine for Death by Vending Machine. And I'm purposely making it a little messy in here, like adding stacks of paper. We could use the bookshelves. So our TV area looks a little bit interesting. And this is going to be our living room. We've got our couch over to this side with our desks in the background. I added another bookshelf in the back there for research purposes. We have our 3 desks and our papers cluttered around. But on this side, we have our vending machine, very tempting looking, and our rodent. I think our bathroom is going to end up being kind of generic. Like we can use plumbing from vampires, including the bathtub and shower combination, but Sims can also die from being too playful. So I'm adding in these playful decor lamps, which literally give off a playful aura for your Sims. Hopefully it won't be too playful of an aura, but there we go. We've got our bathroom. And then upstairs, I think I'm going to try this wallpaper from Realm of Magic. We could even potentially do an accent wall moment with like the brick on that side. I did really want to include the Murphy bed. So I'm going to put this over in this corner, I think. We could use this if we had guests over. It can also function here as a couch. So we could also add like a console table here with another TV on it that looks very easily easily breakable. And then we'll use another divider here. And for our actual bed, I'm going to use this one here from base game. This new expansion pack is also introducing a new way for Sims to die in their sleep, which I can't believe we have not had that before in The Sims 4. But under over here, I'm adding this rug. This is from the Crystal Creations kit. I'm going to use this big dresser here from Vampires. I also wanted to put a tablet in here because the Grim Reaper. We could keep a smaller cow plant by the bed. I'm going to add another fireplace right here by the bed. We could add a rocking chair by that. I need something to go over the bed. Ooh, we could try this from Dream Home Decorator. I love the glow that these candles keep giving off, so I've been adding so many of them. And then on this side, I might just add a bookshelf. That way we can just add more clutter on top of it. And I think I'm just going to add their own personal desk on this side. And we're going to be polishing this off with some more funeral flowers. All right, so here's how our bedroom turned out for the death side. Based on this, now I feel like it could be a younger Grim Reaper sim living here. I added some of the club flags with the skulls on it from Get Together, which I think I'm going to bring through the rest of the house. I totally forgot about those. Our desk over here ended up being super pretty with all those candles. This is what it's looking like on this side. And that is it for our life versus death townhouses in The Sims 4. Let me know if you guys are also excited about this new pack. What are we thinking about it? And if you guys liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.